Day battle where Cleveland sports news meets biased and outspoken opinion. We have a partial Game Day crew here. Brent is sick, and he shall be back next week, we think, but hopefully for now he's getting some rest, drinking some tea.
Bugs are going around, man.
They are. He's probably getting drunk somewhere.
Need to be drinking some of this Irish ale.
Nature's medicine.
I think that's actually what he means by sick. He's probably just hungover, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I know, he is Irish. This is his time.
He did call you out last week.
Yeah, he did. That's fine.
Kind of did the fake cough thing. We're going to get into a few things. I want to start off, though, with we picked up a new sponsor. We want to welcome them warmly. GDB, thank you.
Cheers.
And, cheers. Bamboozles in Parma. Great little bar, great food, good people. So we're going to, over the next few weeks, get into a little bit more of what they're all about and why you should go check them out. But for right now, we just want to welcome them in and just tell you to go check out their 2 at nights on Saturdays. Free drinks, guys. You buy a drink, you get a drink free. It's
BOGO Brews. I'm there.
It doesn't happen anywhere else. It doesn't happen anywhere else.
Damn sure.
So definitely check that out, and then we got a lot more to show you on Bamboozles. So for now, though, it is the NBA All-Star Weekend. And that is always a major disappointment, and it was again. So we're not going to spend too much time on that, but we'll look at the NBA season, which has been quite eventful and pretty exciting.
Yep.
Where we've come from and where we're heading, and we've got a lot coming up with the NBA season, especially as we start to sort of get this condensed schedule approaching the big playoff season, and of course Buckeyes. March Madness around the corner, and
ugly.
We're
ugly right now.
We're all looking pretty sick. So we've got that. The Browns. It is time to start
Dissecting.
It is time to start the draft talk. And why should we not take Robert Griffin III? So we're gonna get all that. Let's just start off with the big disappointment: NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah. So I guess they had a dunk contest or something with bunch of guys you've never even heard of.
I think they gathered up people on the street because they asked me, and I was like, "That's beneath me." Yeah. I'm a
could have done a little Spud Webb out there, man.
I could have done it. Is it not going to size? I got you.
Could have dunked over a Matchbox car. It would have been more entertaining.
It really would have been, and they're along with the fact that the best dunk artists aren't part of it. We didn't have any sort of like theatrics either. And, I mean, how do you top jumping over a car? And that was kind of BS anyway. But there's nothing to talk about with that. And that is what there is to talk about. It's the dunk contest. Remember the days of Spud Webb? Remember how exciting that stuff was? And
Elijah won.
The big guys wanted.
Jordan got out there.
Oh yeah, and they all wanted to go out there and make their case that they were the best dunk artist. It's not the same anymore, and it's really, really, really stupid. So how do you call them like the dunk king if nobody?
The competition's so low, right?
Right. I mean, you got to put like a big quotations. Except nobody showed up.
And that's why it was almost painfully embarrassing to watch. I mean, I don't know why we can't get these big name players out there to go out there and do what they do. You got guys out there who could probably jump to the top of the backboard, but they don't. They want to sit out. I don't know if it's an injury thing or what, but. There was definitely just some magic missing from this All-Star Weekend, and it was almost painful to watch. I'll tell you what. Even that game. Thank God I had a girlfriend who dragged me to watch the Oscars. As opposed to the
dragged him. I like that.
The All-Star game.
By dragged, you mean you said, "Honey, would you rather watch the Oscars?" And she said yes. Is that what you mean?
Okay.
All right.
Well, I thought it was different. I actually liked the All-Star game. Dunk contest was just complete crap. Reggie Miller made a good point how the NBA can somehow force these guys to do it, like maybe in their contract or do something to make them do it. Because you know what? They're losing viewers on it. Everybody wants to see it. That's like one of the most... Basically, more people are so worried about Saturday night than Sunday, because they want to see the three-point contest. Why not have the best shooters in the game?
Right.
When the days when Mark Price was out there winning those things, and then the dunk contest. You want to see the best people, the showtime, the artists of why you get them oohs and ahs. Just go out there and do what they do, and They don't.
So they're kind of at like a stalemate there almost between, safety for the players,
Yeah.
them trying to focus on the big picture,
Yeah.
but yet them still trying to give you a show in the All-Star game, which is just a defenseless game of
Right.
a bunch of guys going out there. And, you saw like they didn't even play the lane. They just let the guys go ahead and try to showboat to the hoop
Right.
or whatever. But All-Star Weekend is definitely, it's the dunk contest and it's the three-point shootout. That's what people want to see the most of.
Definitely.
I think, but what stood out to me the most on the weekend was the that's a rookie sophomore game.
Yeah.
Props to Kyrie Irving going
Kyrie.
out there.
Yep.
Let's raise our beer to him right there. 8 for 8
Absolutely.
from beyond the line, 36 points. Again, probably not the most defensive-minded game out there, but
Well.
just to see him go out there and showcase his abilities, that he is the point guard of the future. That was always nice to see. And who doesn't want to see a Cavalier holding up a
Yeah.
trophy? Whatever it is. I'm
And-
glad to
and-
see those guys go out there and get an opportunity to shine.
And not only that, but I think you even posted on the Facebook page the effort to sort of make sure that it was Cleveland in the picture with it, and I like that a lot.
That
so,
was Facebook user Matt Kaspick who made that comment.
Matt Casper, all right. Our two picks proving to be good, solid picks. It's exciting, and I really like that. Looking ahead to at least, let's just stay in our conference. If we had to make, and let's just take the Cavs out of the equation, whether it be they don't get in the playoffs or they get in the playoffs and get knocked out early, who would you have to pick out of that mix that we've got in there right now to advance? And if we say Miami's an automatic, fine. Who would be next? But I don't even think Miami's an
Chicago.
automatic. Chicago?
Yeah,
You think they're the most well-rounded, best-suited team to get in there?
absolutely. Yep. They're built for a run right now. I think Miami and Chicago are definitely the cream of the crop of the East.
I would agree with you. The only thing that bothers me is they need Boozer to step up, and he hasn't become the player that they brought him in to be, and which is nice to see because we don't
Right.
hate Boozer. But if he could become what they need him to be and assert himself a little more and become that number 2 guy, maybe they would really be there. But I just think they ebb and flow on Derrick Rose and his energy, and if he's got it, they win and he's on, and if he doesn't, they lose unless he's not there, and they play Cleveland, which is they win by a lot.
And like I said, I got to give Indiana props. I mean, they're the number 3 seed right now for a reason. They got a lot of no-name guys. Danny Granger hasn't really been playing up to par that he's used to the past couple of seasons, and they're still pulling out.
Tyler Harrisburg over there.
21 wins right now. And if you look at the teams below them, I mean, Philadelphia, they're a streaky team. New York, definitely streaky. They're probably better off without Melo at this point. I think
I agree.
You definitely watched their chemistry get shot right when he stepped back on the court. Orlando's a mess. Their team is always they're always fighting. They have Dwight Howard, and that's about it.
Right.
Boston,
For now.
they're definitely on the decline. You can see that out there on the court. They brought all those All-Stars back to try to give it another run. It's clearly not working. They're not clicking like they usually are. But the playoff comes, anything can change. It's all about momentum.
Well, Ramon, do you think that he mentioned Boston, old and they have their problems? Do you think that as they've done before, they get to the playoffs? Now you've got a finite period of time for some older guys that can put the effort out. You think they can pull it together, have the energy, have the effort, and become that dominant team that they used to be and can be?
Well, you seen it last year as well. They just experience what makes them win games. They don't get down in situations. They're down by 1 or 2 points. They don't care. They just throw to Ray Allen and that's it. Go home.
Impossible. So I'm still very optimistic for the Cavs, and I'm optimistic for the removal of the Heat in the playoffs somewhere by somebody, because that is really, at this point, that is mission number 1 for me. And I hate to say it, I'd love to see the Cavs in it, but the Heat out of it.
I would much rather see the Heat not win than the
Yes.
Cavs even go to the playoffs.
You got it.
Sadly. But you're right. It's going to come down to Chicago and Miami. And if Miami does make it to the finals, I don't think that they're going to be able to handle the Thunder, who I think is going to lock up the West. It's either going to be the Thunder or the Spurs. And I think either of them could give Miami a run for their money. So
Or Dallas again.
they're not clicking like they were. I don't think. Maybe, but
Hey,
like we said, in the playoffs, it's
they fought their way.
Anything could happen.
Right. And remember, they fought their way at the end of the season and through that playoff stretch last year to get there. And we were all kind of early on a little bit. You were actually high on Miami, or I mean
Dallas.
on Dallas early on, and none of us buying into it, and
I'm buying into Oklahoma City.
Right.
Kevin Durant, all-star player who sticks with his low market team,
Yep.
and he's got him number 1 in the West right now.
Yep.
That's the formula for success.
And I think we can look back at the season and say they learned from last season that it doesn't matter how much you win in the regular season.
Right.
It's what you win in the tournament. And I am willing at this point, and Jared Sullinger, I know you watch, so listen, I'm willing to give you benefit of the doubt right now. Benefit of the doubt.
Me too.
All right.
Not me.
You're young, and we all do it. If I don't have to work that hard, and I'm still going to get paid the same, I'm probably not going to work that hard.
Right.
It sucks, but that's the way it works. So if that's where your mind is, prove it to me. Get in the tournament, advance, move forward, and everything's forgotten, and we understand where this team's at. If they go and get knocked out right off the bat, there is no... Okay, I'm with you at that point. At that point, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done for a while.
And you can knock Sullinger out of the top 10 spot right there if they get knocked out early.
Like that. I don't care if he puts up 75 points.
He might need to come back another year. That'll redeem himself.
He would.
Fifth-year senior?
Yeah. At any rate, though, so it sucks, but right now they're at number 10 and number 11. That sounds so much better than the team that we're seeing on the court.
Absolutely.
10 and 11 is not that bad.
The AP is like, come on, we're trying to help you here. We're leaving you in the top 10. Give us a reason to put you higher. Come on. At their loss, we're like, come on, you're still ranked. Come on, you can do it, guys.
Well, to be quite honest, I haven't looked at this in probably about a week and a half. So I pulled it up tonight expecting it to be down like 15 or something like that. I saw 10. I'm like, holy shit, that's two less.
Thank you for that early gift there.
Yeah, I know. But, we're ahead of Murray State.
Oh, God, Murray.
We're ahead of UNLV. There's Louisville in there, Notre Dame. So, yeah, whatever.
Southern Utah, Miss.
But Mike, you nailed it. And I think they might be seasonally defeated. They're like I said at the beginning, they're not in the Big Ten championship race or anything like that. Maybe they're just like, let's just stay healthy. We'll flow through the rest of our schedule here, and we'll save it all for tournament time, and then that's when we're gonna make our run. That's the only excuse I'm gonna make for them. So that's all I can see as a possible reason. But kind of a letdown the second half of the season. But like we said, all those numbers don't mean anything until you go out there and play when it counts. So. Tournament time, I'd like to see them, turn it into that fifth gear.
Play when it counts, and that's exactly it. So, do we know when the tournament actually starts?
March 13th is
March
when it
13th?
starts.
Right.
So we will have bracket breakdown for you guys on next week's show, after Selection Sunday and all that stuff. I think that's actually next Sunday. So we'll be able to do our brackets. You guys can play along on Facebook. We'll have some great prizes for you guys. If you can, show your college basketball knowledge and rise to the crop there, and we'll have some great prizes for you guys. So looking forward to that.